Welcome back to the program Sycophants. Okay, we're washing the E36 today. This is just going to be a quick clean. This is not a super detailed job. I just need to get the surface dirt off and then I can detail it another time. But it's getting to be late fall here, or at least the cold fall in the Midwest. And I don't know how much more I'm going to be driving this car, so before I put it away for the winter. So good opportunity to get it clean here. And this is my new Griot's water hose system. Oh my God, this thing is a dream. I'll have to do another video about this just by itself, but you use enough crappy hoses in your lifetime, you'll spring for a decent one. That's exactly what that is. Okay, so weapons of choice here today, just basically Griot's car wash. Got some Wolfgang wheel cleaner, wheel cleaning tools, and that's pretty much all you need. It's not really complicated. I have to look at the odometer and see how many miles I put on this car this spring and summer. I'm guessing I put about 1,000, which it's not going to seem like a whole lot, but you got to remember, I'm splitting miles among 4 cars. So 1,000 here, 1,000 there. I drive the Cayman every day, so. And I work from home, so there's only so many miles to be had. Okay. Let's put some of the Wolfgang on here. And let it do its thing. I like this stuff, but it sure does stink. It smells like the worst home cleaning product ever. It almost smells like urine. Like baby urine. Ooh, God, does it stink. This stuff is lethal. Okay, well that's doing its thing. We can start at the top and work our way down. Now, as you know, as you can see here, I'm not doing the 2-bucket method. I don't get a whole lot of out of the 2-bucket method. Some people like it, and they don't want to put like dirt and debris back into the water when they're dipping their chamois in it. But my cars are usually so clean, I'm really just getting off minor surface contaminants and stuff. It's not like I'm getting off huge pieces of mud and dirt and stuff and throwing it back into the bucket. So, and plus, this is only a first step for me every time. I'm going to detail the car with a spray afterwards to get additional stuff off, and then clay bar it and polish. So, any scratches or anything that I'm taking those off way down the line anyway. So, Not a big deal right now. Not worth getting uptight about. Again, this is Griot's car wash. Their car wash is pretty much car wash. And I wouldn't want to use dishwashing detergent unless you want to strip everything off your car, which is fine, but you don't need to pay an arm and a leg for car wash. As long as it's a good mild soap, you're good to go. Now, it goes without saying, you want to start at the top and work your way down so you don't have to redouble your efforts. It's just a little tip from your Uncle Chris. It's supposed to get colder here in the Midwest in the next few days, like in the 30s, and we may even get a little bit of snow, so I just don't know how much more I'm going to be driving these cars before I got to button them up for the winter. By the way, if you're looking for the meaning of life in this video and you're waiting for it, you might want to turn to another channel right now, because we're not going to be splitting the atom here today. We're just going to get the car washed and talk about life. Been thinking about replacing the kidney grills with black ones, but I just haven't talked myself into it yet. I could be talked into it though. And the other thing I'm thinking of doing is replacing the fog lights with some brighter, like 3500K lights. I'd like to get halos for these and replace these with HIDs, but haven't gotten to that either. But they really need to be done as a pair, as a tandem, so the colors are going to match. Otherwise, they're going to look kind of stupid. All right, how are my wheels doing? There we go. Okay. So these Beamer double spoke 2 sunflowers are a pain in the ass to clean. Tell you what, I've cleaned them a number of times and I still haven't found a good way to do it. And I've got every wheel cleaning tool known to man. I mean, these things are 5 times harder to clean than the BBSs on the 930, and those are mesh. But these, getting into these double spokes, that's the real problem. There's just no good way. I mean, this tool fits in there, but it's not really ideal. And you kind of just make a big mess out of everything. And when you do it, you are going to get soap all over you. So I really need to wash all 4 cars. They're filthy. The Cayman is just an absolute pig because it's been sitting outside. I mean, it needs a good full detailing. I mean, that could be a 6-week project. The problem is, I gotta leave it outside right now. So, you clean it up, you stick it outside for the night, it gets dirty overnight. It's like, it's almost kind of pointless. Wheels are probably my least favorite thing to clean. But again, if you think you're getting your car really clean by just washing it, you're kidding yourself. This is just like the first of like 10 steps you're gonna have to go through to get it looking the way you want it. This is almost like the pre-clean to the cleaning process. Well, those definitely look better. These were filthy. I'm already sick of doing this. I'm only on wheel 2. I don't know where I got this. I don't think this is from Griot. Griot and I go way back. I was buying stuff from Griot's garage before they even had an internet site. Back when they just had catalogs and you had to physically, write your order in on the catalog online, or on the catalog order form, and then mail it in, and then, wait 10 days or whatever to get your stuff. And then I worked with Griot's for about 5 or 6 years on some events that I put on for the Porsche Club. We get 500 cars from like 20 states and Canada. And they were a major sponsor of that, and so I worked closely with them. I went to Indianapolis several times to their warehouse to work on things. I think I met Richard once or twice. Although Richard doesn't run the company anymore, he's mostly retired. So he's sort of just the face of it and the name of it. Then a guy named, his last name's Green, first name escapes me. He became president of Griot's a few years ago. And he has a sunburst orange 911 turbo, 930. And he's a really nice guy. I met him. And then I think he got out of it too. So I'm not actually sure who's the front man or front woman for the company anymore. But yeah, I was buying stuff from them before anybody knew who they were. And it's not like, Griot's is the be-all, end-all of detailing companies or products or anything like that. But I do find their stuff pretty reliable. I think their pricing is pretty competitive. But really the kicker for me is just their service. One of the reasons I bought that water, the garden or the hose system thing from them, it wasn't inexpensive. It was like $200 or $250, and you can find those type of things on Amazon and Autopia or Auto Geek or whatever those other online stores are for a bit cheaper. But every hose I've ever bought has gone to shit on me. So I figured, well, if I spend this much money, Griot is going to back it. They're going to warranty it. And if something ever goes bad with it, they're going to be good on their word and fix it or replace it and not hassle me about it. And if you remember the video I did about the 3-inch Griot's orbital I had that failed after about 6 years. I didn't use it that often. 3-incher is sort of a niche orbital, but didn't use it that often. So when I told them it wasn't working anymore, hey, even after 6 years, hey, no problem. They just sent me a new one in the mail. I mean, you can't put a price on service. And so that's why I keep doing business with them. This is a dynamite. I got a bunch of these. These aren't too bad. I don't think I've washed this car in 2 or 3 months. Of course, that sounds like a long time, but mileage-wise, it's really not. That rubber gasket beading that I replaced along the rocker panels when I had to pull those rocker panels off, it's doing pretty good. One of my few success stories. Something to be said for DIY. I definitely like to try to DIY it when I can. Doesn't mean I'll be successful, but I will try. And if I try and fail and it doesn't work, take it to the pros. You're probably asking what Bojan means. Well, it doesn't have anything to do with Porsche or BMW or anything like that. It's actually an old Hall of Fame football coach from where I graduated in college. He's in the College Football Hall of Fame. And on campus, they've got a facility named after him now. So in honor of him, and I'm on campus a lot, I decided to make the plates named after him. Every now and then I'll get a thumbs up from around town for people who know what it means and who that guy is. But not too often. flood. I want flat. I want angle. I want that. Just don't know how many more days here in the Midwest we're gonna get to be outside to do things like wash the car. Yeah, see now that stuff is changed the color on the wheels. It's ready to go. Oh my God, does that stuff stink? Wolfgang, you gotta put some fragrance in it or something. Smells like baby piss. I do love these wheels. I do love how they look. And I prefer them actually over the throwing stars and over the spoke ones and over the those other motorsport ones. They're like, I don't know, 6-sided or something like that, 6-pointed, 6 or 7-pointed. These are my favorites because they look DTM. But you do pay a penalty. Man, they were dirty. Rub-dub-dub. Rubber ducky, you're the one. I have to say, I have been loving the I-back suspension on this car. I mean, there's not much gap between the tires and the fenders. The fender wells are pretty much filled up. I'm guessing it's probably dropped it at least an inch and a half, but no complaints, no rubbing. And the car handles like it's on rails. I get asked all the time, which car do I like better, the E46 or the E36? I ought to do a video on that. That would probably piss some people off with a few things I'd have to say. In a way, I actually like the E36 a little bit better. It's a little bit more raw. It doesn't seem to be quite as big or heavy. I mean, I don't know if that's just how it feels and not how it actually weighs, but it feels like a little bit smaller of a car than E46. E46 definitely feels like a big car when you're in it. But I say that because I drive the Cayman all day, so maybe others have a different opinion, but coming from the Cayman into anything feels big. But without giving away too many details, because I really should do a video on that, but my biggest gripe about the E36 is probably the same as it is on the E46, and that's the gearbox. BMW has no idea how to build a manual gearbox. That's just the bottom line. They never have, and they probably never will. The best part about this car is the engine, no doubt about it, which is the same that can be said for the E46. You buy these cars for the engines, you don't buy them for the gearbox transmission. On the other hand, it's kind of the opposite with Porsches. You tend to buy them for the gearbox, whether it's manual, whether it's PDK or whatever. Yep, still got some drippers. Lather up. I almost took this car to a car show this summer. It was a local car show that was mostly German centered, I think, but I was out of town, so I couldn't. I didn't enter the E46 into any. In fact, I don't think I entered any car in any this year. It's just, that's how busy I've been. I mean, used to in the old days, I'd conquers the living hell out of the 930. I'd probably go to like 10 events a year. And that's 10 times you've got to completely detail the car from top to bottom, beginning to end, all the way from scratch. And it's a lot of work. And so after a while, you end up competing against the same cars all the time at the same events. So unless you want to go to Amelia Island or something like that, I don't have a trailer, although I do have friends who would let me borrow theirs. The problem is, most of those people with the trailers have cars that are even nicer than mine and more well preserved. So they're going to be taking their car too. So I'm going to immediately, I'm in second place at best before I leave town. So how do I think the E36 market is doing right now? Well, it's a good question. I don't think it's gotten worse, that's for sure. I think the market for good ones is still strong. If you got lower mileage, better preserved, well cared for cars, I think you're doing okay. I don't think the time to sell is right now, though. I mean, I think I could make, if I sold this one now compared to what I bought it 2 years ago, I could probably make 5,000 maybe. But, you know, that sounds like, oh wow, in 2 years you made 5,000 on a $19,000 car, or maybe even more. You know, maybe say 7 or 8,000. But, you know, in 2 years you got insurance, you got all those projects I did on the car, and there's probably a couple $1,000s in that. So it's not like you're netting out 6, 7,000. But the longer you hold on to it, the longer that stuff marginalizes, and you come out ahead. I really think that the E36 M3 is going to be a car people wish they bought in about 10 years. The engine is just to die for. It's so smooth. It's nice and revvy. You know, it's normally aspirated. You're not dealing with turbochargers and superchargers, hybrids and all that stuff. It's sort of an old school car. And I like the sedans because there just aren't that many stick shift sedans. Of course, like I said, the stick shift in this car, BMW manuals suck. So you got to deal with that. But I've got sales literature on this car. It's hard to believe, but when this car was for sale in 1997, it was the fastest production sedan for sale in the United States. I mean, that's, you know, today it's not fast by any means, but so yeah, apologies for not uploading more videos over the summer, but I just got busy. Unlike some of these other YouTubers, I work for a living outside of trying to become a Hollywood star. So this channel has always been on an as time allows basis, and sometimes time allows and sometimes it doesn't. And I'm not trying to make this channel to be anything other than it is, which was the goal from the very beginning. And I tell you what, I'm getting really ticked off at a lot of these YouTube channels. I mean, a lot of these car channels on YouTube, and you know the ones I'm talking about. I don't have to name them, but you know who they are. They're just turning into giant clickbait assholes. You know it, they know it, and you know they know it. And that ain't me. That ain't my style. And they try to end up just like, I don't know, they want to be celebrities so bad, they're willing to do just about anything for it. And I am a lot of things, but I try not to be too damn pretentious. I am as ordinary and average and everyday as you can possibly get. If you look up boring in the dictionary, it says see also Chris. And you know what? Most people are that way. You know, Most average people live average, ordinary lives. It's not all that exciting. Just trying to make the best of it. That's what I'm trying to do. So, you got any ideas for this channel, let me know. Hey, if you want me to make more videos and you want to like be a patron, knock yourself out, dudes and dudettes. I can get motivated that way, but I have absolutely no desire, zero, to hang out with JWoww and these other YouTubers here and abroad that are just a little bit too in love with themselves. And the other thing that kind of pisses me off too about some of these other channels is they throw around money like it's, like 50 grand or 100 grand, just no big deal. Like it's pocket change. And they have no relation to the average person. I mean, to the average person, this is a really expensive car to have as a fun car. If they just had one of these, it would be a big deal. And I understand that because I was that guy. I'm still that kid growing up, just because I have more than one now. I think 20 bucks is a lot of money. I won't buy a pizza unless I got a coupon for it. So hopefully I'm a bit more relatable that way. Or maybe not. Maybe I'm just a big asshole. Could be the case too. Sit. Grab my water blade. With these water blades, you just gotta have a lot of confidence and just go for it. Sometimes the screeching sounds are a little bit scary, but you're not gonna scrape the paint. Far more likely to scrape it with your towel. This car does clean up pretty nice. When it's clean, that is. I kind of wish I had gone with the darker window tint on the E36 like I did with this car. Police haven't given me any trouble. Not looking to win Pebble Beach here. Not today, anyways. Just looking to get the worst off. I need to get the oil change in this car. I need to get the fuel gauge issue taken care of with the fuel tank not reading properly. And I got a airbag light that's on because I think I've got a wire that's bad in the seat that's triggering a faulty airbag light. And then I want to get a exhaust put on this, but I'm not going to do any of that till spring. No sense doing it now. Probably only going to drive the car maybe once or twice more, if that, before winter. In fact, I might not even drive it at all. So all that stuff can wait if the car is just going to sit. Besides, I'd really like to get through tax day next year and get that all done. Get Uncle Sam paid up, then figure out what my finances are like. Because unlike a lot of people, I don't get my own money back. I end up having to pay every year. Which is okay. Means I didn't give the government an interest-free loan for a year, but still I never know quite exactly how much I owe until I do my taxes. Ah, you bastard. This is a design element I really like about the E36. If they had done this in body color, it wouldn't look as good. Not nearly. Jesus, remember when I was polishing the door jambs with the orbital? Man, that seems like forever ago. I am tired. I don't know why I've been so tired lately. Oh, I need a tool. And I need a drink. That's what I need. Oh, I'm dying. It's the only way to get my rag in there. Now, when you go to Pebble Beach and you see all those priceless cars detailed on the lawn on the 18th green or whatever, you think any of those owners detailed their own cars? Highly unlikely. Highly. And again, I'm not, even if there's a water spot or two somewhere, I'm just not worried about it right now. That stuff will all be taken care of with other steps. At this rate, I'm only going to be able to wash about one car a day. And I don't know, I got 3 more good days this week to do it. Whew, they're dirty. This isn't the fun part. I'd say we're about done. I think we're ready to call it. I think that's about all there is to it. Just knocking the dirt off. That's pretty much all we did today. We'll get into the weeds maybe over the winter time or in the fall here, late fall, because I'm probably not going to drive this car a whole lot more because it's just getting cold. Yeah, we're supposed to get snow in the next couple of days perhaps, so there you go. Gotta like hill rot. What do you think about the amber side markers? Think I should replace them with clear ones? I kind of like the ambers. I think it's just, it's traditional OEM. I think they look okay. Anyways, there we go. I think we're gonna call it a day. Washing the E36. If you like this video, like it. If you didn't like it, don't like it. Hey, you can hit the bell and you get notifications every time I upload a new video. You can check me out on Instagram and Twitter at ChrisWorldTV. You'd be surprised. I post stuff on there all the time. And if you haven't subscribed, hell, why not? Subscribe today so you never miss an episode. Take care.